I need to get some rest, but I need your seed.
Why?
Well, to sleep with it.
And as you fall, Enwin is still on his feet. The rest of you fall and break all of the tables inside of the Cheshire Club. To which Bo goes, "Come on!"
Best day ever!
Group, though. He would work with the group because he likes Cass, and that would just be really, really awkward on the battlefield.
What?
I don't think that's an awkward. Perfect person to protect Cass. I
Wait,
like
what?
it. Let's go.
I'm still
I
here.
don't need protection.
I'm still here.
I know you are, sweetie.
Chris,
It's okay.
shh. The adults are talking. Shh.
Oh,
One
alright.
second, buddy.
I like it. I'm gonna. What do you
Chris
think
likes
of-
Cass?
I like Ibs was a little pretentious.
Abs was
And
my
for
favorite.
me.
I like Bob.
Thanks, Perry.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, the crew needs me.
You go, and I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my god.
And he nods his head. And he nods his head and walks you over to the door. Just sort of opens the door.
Oh man.
There was mouth stuff poison? Oh yeah.
No smell stuff.
That came out wrong, sorry.
Sorry. I could not laugh.
That person has died, Ryan. A little decorum,
Death
please.
due to mouth stuff. Come on. Get over it.
I'll go home
Smack him
now.
across the face. I'm like, wake up.
All right, you smack Ryan across the face. We're set up in these stands or floating above the water. Have never seen a ship cross the finish line, but first. And they all watch as the first thing they see is Monkey C. Written along the side of the ship, crossing and backwards. And you have crossed the finish line. Congratulations, crew. You have won the first high lock race for the briefest of seconds. Let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that.
Sit back, dear friends, and hear the tale, when fairies flew and ships did sail. You know the stories often told, of Peter Pan, both brave and bold, of Tinker Bell, clever and smart, of evil men born black of heart, adventure and treasure buried in sand, time held its breath in Neverland. But darkness fell on the island fair, a sickness rose of no compare, each creature and plant fell one by one, no respite found for anyone. So the island died, its people scattered, those left behind, broken and battered. Years went by, no end in sight, then through the darkness came new light. The island breathes and life returns. Within our heroes a fire burns. The drive to find those who are lost, to build a home at any cost. Join pixies, skeletons, a mermaid or two, healers, never boys and lost boys too. They're here each week, new stories told, so pull up a chair and never grow old.
Stick this back in the. Hello, everybody!
Oh,
Welcome,
hello.
welcome,
Hi.
welcome.
Where are we going?
We are already going. It's already there already. It is Friday night. It is time for a little Dungeons and Dragons here on Indigo Chameleon as we hang out in Neverland. We have, hello, Zuli, Jupiter, Wolfgren, everybody that hung out with us backstage. Subscribers get to hang out with us a little bit backstage. We get to talk about cool stuff. But we have a few announcements before we get started with tonight's game. As always, you can hang out with us on the Discord. The Discord is right there. You can find little moments of inspiration on there and fun character stuff. We also have a merch store where you can find the coolest merchandise around, representing the Karma logo, and it helps us keep the lights on. Thank you, Icky. We also have fun ways for you, the audience, to be able to interact with our show. As always, the 7th spot at our Dungeons and Dragons table is for you. Right there, next to the good shoulders. So you can sit right there, but you can use those stream points, which are absolutely for free. And you can just get them for free. Along with metal caterpillars that are just living in our hearts forever. You can earn stream points by tuning in for streams and helping us raid other channels and show the love in the D&D community. You can also, just like that, for free. Thank you, Indigo Chameleon. You can also...
free!
And that's the joke for the night. We're all done.
There you go. I have 100.1 stream points and am upset. Why are you upset?
Because it's not a clean number anymore.
Oh no.
Because
because
wild magic. Because
are you going for the wild magic? Or are we here to announce? So with stream points, you are.
What else was I going for? What else?
You did this.
You did this.
Wait,
It's your fault.
Wait.
I'm so sorry.
When did Al get here?
Guys, Mom and Dad are fighting again.
Shut up and eat your dinner. Wait till you see what I put up for 300,000.
Oh God!
It's a doozy. Yeah.
Seriously.
Why am I terrified?
I have. But tune in, and thank you so much for everybody that's helped support the show. We don't do any advertising other than like social media and stuff like that. So thank you for everybody who spread the word and gotten the word out there. Upcoming shows for this week. We don't have anything going on tomorrow, but I highly encourage you to go over and see one of the most amazing DMs playing the game lately is Icky V over on her channel, Circle. She's got an amazing group of heroes there and some awesome stories. Our very own Ryan has been able to go over there and guest star as a Victorian adventuress.
It was so fun.
It was so much fun, and she is an amazing author, writer, DM. So please, we encourage you to go over there and go watch that tomorrow night. It's going to be good fun. Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday, and
Oh, it is.
I don't care. Oh, sorry. For anybody that is a huge football fan, I wish you the best amount of luck. I will be binge watching as I do every free night with Indigo Chameleon, The Magicians, which I just started watching, and we are just like so enamored with this show. But after Super Bowl Sunday, we don't have anything going on that night. Monday, nothing going on then. I'm trying to cut back and actually I've got 3 campaigns that I run. But one of those campaigns goes up on Tuesday. If you enjoy going to Neverland, come and join us in Wonderland. As a group of heroes have just learned about a nefarious plan by the Jabberwocky, and his plan in just taking civilization and burning it to the ground. And returning everyone back to the wilds of the forest. So
Good boy.
he's a good.
There's
good
nothing
evil.
else going on in Wonderland.
And Enwin's coming back to talk with Thoe in a very heartfelt conversation next week.
So excited.
Then after that, that's on Tuesday, and then on Thursday we go to the Lost Isle. This past week we got to enjoy the historical fiction. The group got to meet the island's costumer, Jewel, and had an amazing time with Jewel getting her for costumes. But we are currently in the late 1500s at the opening night of Midsummer Night's Dream. One of the actors has gone missing. It is so much historical fiction research, actual stuff revolving around Shakespeare. So if you're a fan of that, I encourage you to tune in. And that's on Thursday, which takes us back around to Friday. Yes?
Can I say something for Wednesday?
Sure.
Wednesday is the Random Encounter Productions. We're starting our sci-fi campaign.
That's the opening night?
It's the opening night this Wednesday.
Yes, tune in. Tune in to Random Encounter Productions.
I am a space deer who is the runt of 5 children who just has a lot of trauma and is addicted to coffee. Anyway, thank you for coming.
What character are you playing on?
Wow.
No, we cannot wait. We cannot wait, and we will be there to support you. There's nothing going on Wednesday, so please tune in to Random Encounter Productions and support.
We're all gonna do our makeup too, all spacey like.
Support our space deer.
Space Deer.
Space deer. On Wednesday night. Once upon a time in Neverland. Our intrepid heroes set forth to complete the second annual, even though it was only a month, the second annual High Lock race for the gold in a wacky style boat race. I encourage you all to go back and watch that if you haven't watched it yet. It's an amazing episode where the heroes display exactly their amazing personalities and how darn clever they are. Through a twisting and turning that came down to a coin flip to determine whether they were going to hold on to their ship or not, and they came out ahead. So the group
Heads.
It was
Simply bet tails.
except for tails. They came out ahead by choosing tails. But yes, so the group won the race, and they got to experience a little bit of the benefits of doing so. Some of them winning gold, some of them winning odd magical items that have been added to their inventory even now, and some of them got to meet and interact with people that were very important to them, but they're not quite sure how yet, but they have their suspicions.
Everything is fine.
Everything is fine. You find yourselves aboard the Monkey Sea. The Monkey Sea has been transported back to the shores outside of Neverland. You all are very tired from your race. Thank you, One Big Uno. You're very handsome too. Padawan Runner. Look at all these beautiful people.
Hello.
So you guys are outside off the shores of Neverland. You have a much gold burning a hole in your pocket. I will say that it is late evening for the time being. What are we looking for in terms of, are we spending the night on the ship? It's pretty late.
Yeah,
Are
we'll
we
get
gonna
one last sleep on here, probably.
Yeah.
Then we'll make our way off.
Sure. You're spending a little bit of time with the your elemental buddies that populate the ship. Each of you spending time, Anchor, cuddling up with you, and I think they sense too. It's when your animals or your pets know you're about to go take a trip or a vacation or something along those lines. They stop for a little bit and
They get in your suitcase and you gotta be like, honey, no.
Yeah. Like, Ryan, you stay here. So yeah, you guys take a rest. If we're doing watches, you can go ahead and let me know if we're doing a watch schedule. But if not, all I know is Slowpoke, you need at least 4 hours.
Need 4.
Yep. Yeah, and you need 8. But it needs to be in a closet, sort of huddled up.
In the gunpowder closet.
In the gunpowder closet.
I'm gonna tell Cal, I swear, go to bed. Just go to bed. Stop staying awake. Go.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. Then he'll
Captain orders. Go to bed.
Oh.
I just love how you're like, Captain's orders? Captain's orders.
Go to bed.
Are we doing a watch?
I will watch.
Let's split it up into 3 then. I'll do 3. There's 6 of you, so I need at least 2, or you can split it however you want. Who's taking first watch?
I'll probably be
All right, Clip and Des. Yeah, you'll be up for a little bit. You'll just be in the captain's quarters.
Yeah.
They go, hey, we got this. So Clip and Dez, I need either a perception check from each of you or a shared perception check at advantage.
That's an 8.
An 8.
Hard 20.
A hard 20. Yeah, you know what? There is not a lot that goes on during your watch. Everything is fine. Everything is great. You are able to maintain sort of lookout over the water, and nothing comes up or sneaks up on the ship.
Good. Good.
Yeah, you guys spend a bit of time just sort of hanging out and looking out over the water. So.
Show.
Second watch. Who's taking it?
Different character.
I'll take it.
Take it. Okay. Two of you. So same deal. Same verse. So I need a perception check either at advantage from one of you or separately.
You can roll. That's a good one. Mine was not.
Let's call it a 19.
A 19
is one.
Let's call it a 19. It's a 3. Let's call it a 19.
Oh, if we're doing this, let me call mine a nat 20.
Oh.
But it wasn't.
That's some really nice wood.
That's not how any of this works.
No? That's not how to do D&D?
I feel
not-
in my heart I got a 47.
That's lovely. And
23
I'm
on the
so glad
die.
that you feel that way. So a 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's late. Okay, it's pretty late at night. It's pretty dark out. But this ship is your baby, and you understand how she works and how she operates. I will say that you hear a small clunk with a 19 on the side of the ship.
I'm gonna go give it a look-see.
Okay. You guys are up on the deck. He does this. Slowpoke just makes his way over. Slowpoke, there's a bottle.
Oh, nice.
It's a message.
Dude, free bottle. No, can't. I don't. Hey, Thistle.
Yeah.
There's a bottle inside the ship. Can
Inside the on the side of the
on the
ship?
side of the ship? I'd go get it.
I'm flying down to get it.
Okay.
Okay. You go grab the bottle. It's a fairly decent sized bottle. It's got green dark glass bottle, so it's hard to tell if there's anything inside of it. But there is a traditional sort of cork associated with the bottle. So, but that's all you see. You see
Okay.
this dark green glass bottle.
So I fly up, I look at it, I can't see in it, I pull out the cork and look into it.
Okay, great.
Eye up to the bottle.
No,
Yep.
you're not even going to get that far.
Okay.
As you pull out the green, as you pull out the cork from this green bottle, a wisp, a bit of smoke starts to pour out of the bottle.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
As you're like, I don't know if anything. Oh God. As a elemental shape comes out of the bottle and
It's a genie in a bottle.
and says,
I know, we were already singing the song.
"Hello, I am the genie of the seven seas.
Oh, I'm so close to getting it.
I am here to grant your wish.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
The ocean." DM inspiration if you don't already have it.
Thank you. On everything.
No, you just get one.
Okay.
Everyone gets one. Tell him, Peter.
Everyone gets one.
Oh gosh.
I am here to grant your wish. Unbridled savings at the Bazaar. And
We all got
Probably
really
better this way because I probably would have wished for something
I'm
really
not
dumb. And it
giving
would have
you a
been
wish. Are you kidding me? Join us at Buccaneer Bay. You have gold, spend it here.
I'm asleep.
It is the #1 place to spend hard-earned gold. Magical items, and he puts a hand up, and you see magical items like written in the sky, and like, bing. And then like other things as well. Other things as well. Food, places to stay. Your wish is granted.
Thanks, Ocean.
Please put the cork back in the bottle and throw it into the ocean.
God, this is the best door-to-door
I'm
marketing
gonna put the
I've
cork
ever seen.
in. I'm gonna take it out so that we can repeat that whole thing one more time because it was really fun.
Greetings.
And-
I am the ocean. Oh, it's you again. You're supposed to throw the...
I just want to see if you're gonna repeat the whole thing or if you would recognize that it was us.
I mean, I can if you really want me to. I'd rather... It's real deep in the
What's your
throat,
name?
like, I am the ocean. Fundamental saving persuasion check.
Ooh,
Wait,
11?
hold on. It's something childish, right? Doesn't the never hurt necklace
Give you advantage.
It's when you're trying to persuade someone to do something.
something?
He's trying to do
I'll
his
allow
job.
it. Take this at advantage.
Thank you. Oh, that was even worse.
All right. You look at him.
These
What did you
days don't
get?
help. It was like an 11.
11. He's like, I am the ocean.
Are you gonna be at the bazaar?
It's Eugene. It's just Eugene.
It's Eugene.
It's Eugene.
Eugenie.
Oh, it's Eugenie.
Are you gonna be at the bazaar?
I mean, no. You're gonna put me back on the bottle, and I have to talk to people, the other ships.
Are there lots of you or just one of you?
No, there's a bunch of us. Like,
Do you all look the same?
Did you get off my back, please?
Let's just throw it back in the
trying
ocean.
to make a
Just
living.
let
Okay,
him
they
get
pay
back to
you
his
for
job.
Yes.
He probably wants a break. He
Yes,
finished
of
his
course.
That's great.
finished his set. He wants to have a break. You
Okay,
know?
have fun. Do you want me to like
Throw it
throw
back.
your bottle in a certain direction?
I mean,
On the
and
opposite
he
side
like
of the
looks
ship.
out at the ocean. And he's like, "Yeah, throw me eastern."
Okay. I don't know which way is east.
Yeah, I figured. You throw the bottle outward. But resting in the spot where the bottle was is a map to Buccaneers Bay and passage for the harbor master to let you in.
I guess that's where it was, huh?
You two can give me a history check to see if you recognize Buccaneer Bay.
Man, there's ever.
Ooh, that's a little
A
better.
watch
Oh, I'm
to
so
sleep
good at
on.
history too.
I know.
You're exhausted.
I know.
Oh, with my -1 to history, that's a 12.
A 12?
21.
21.
Ooh.
You like it.
That's cool.
Buck is great. Like, that's a funny
Uncle
word.
Buck.
Uncle Buck. You know a little bit more about this. Buccaneer Bay, as your memories start to return to you, Buccaneer Bay is a pirate town. But here's the deal: Buccaneer Bay is accorded neutral territory for all the captains. So the good news about that is the good news is everybody goes there. It doesn't matter who's the captain of your ship. What group you represent on the island, Buccaneer Bay is accorded neutral territory because it's run by the Fae.
Oh.
The Fae presence. The Pixies needed a home base, so they established Buccaneer Bay as accorded neutral territory. The bad news is
Everybody's there.
Oh, that
everybody's
wasn't the bad
there.
news.
Yeah.
Everybody's there. Any sort of
fake horse
any
was
sort
bad
of
news.
group that you've interacted
Oh,
with,
God.
any pirate captain has access to
Yeah, we
this
all had
area.
But they're not allowed to start anything.
They are not allowed to start anything. If they start anything because of the accorded neutral territory, they are wishing for a hell upon their head, unlike the likes of which no one has ever seen. However, through trickery, through things of that sort, being subtle about things, it's still a place where they can take your gold. You know what I mean? Like, they just can't kill you.
They're not.
but
They'll start a
they're-
block fight. They just won't finish the job.
But if you're a criminal and you've actually stolen something of worth, you need to offload it, and you need to offload it quick, and they can't bust you for offloading it there. So it's actually turned into quite the trading hub. Does that make sense? There's magical items to be had. There are things to be found. And the fact that you now have a writ of passage for the harbor master means nobody can turn you away, even if they didn't want you there.
All right.
Ooh,
Well,
haven't
I'm
made
awake
any
now.
enemies,
I
that's
just
fine.
I'm gonna head towards this Buccaneer Bay.
All right. So the ship sets course for Buccaneer Bay. Your watch ends, and the third watch begins. Who's taking third watch? Great. During the transition from second to third watch, do we explain any of this to?
I'd still be awake.
You'd still be awake. Do you explain any?
Yeah.
You're not sleeping at all that night.
No,
So
I
you
thought
stayed
I
awake
did for the first watch.
No, you said you stayed awake through the first watch.
You said you hung out in the captain's quarters first watch.
I thought there were wait.
There's 3 watches,
Right. Okay.
each 4 hours.
I would explain it and then go to bed.
Let me tell you about this cool stuff. Good night. I'm Billy D. Williams.
How about a Colt 45?
How about a Colt 45?
But we have more
sometime-
questions. Good night.
Somebody sometimes, Zuli, Fiona JPEG. Hey, welcome. So
I have probably done the kid thing where I've gone on and on and on about this bazaar and how fun it's going to be, even though I don't know anything about it until he's sick of hearing about it. And so I probably didn't even. Wow, hi.
yeah.
I probably didn't even actually go to bed, but I'm sleeping because at some point you just conk out.
Sure.
I saw
Yeah,
where
it's middle, yeah. Who's my third watch? Two
Us
of you.
two.
Yep. So you guys know that you're headed towards Black Mirror Bay and things of that sort. I need the same thing, perception checks, if you would like.
Can I roll percentile for my if I want a day?
And you're going to skip your perception check.
I want a perception check.
You're going to want to do
Yeah, do what?
It's not good.
I'm
You
sorry,
see something real nice out
I'm
there?
still on metal caterpillar.
So do I!
It's just-
I got a 1.
A 1 on perception.
11.
11. It's a fairly uneventful night.
Oh,
At one point, there's an odd bird that seems to fly over the ship, but you catch literally and figuratively, you catch the tail end of it as it sort of flies past. And it's the last sort of image you see.
Where are you?
Probably just hanging out on deck, just walking
On
around.
deck?
Yeah.
So I would have been up in the
Are
crow's
you up in the
nest.
crow's nest?
Yeah, I would have been, yes.
Okay. Then I will say you catch this thing. It's weird looking. Since you're up in the crow's nest and you've got Neil with you. Thank you, Zuli. Cal looks like he needs a help, so tonight you get a +5. That's
Well,
what it
when
should
we're
be.
not one on the first roll, yeah, but I need some help.
Everybody gets 1 or 5.
Yay!
Yeah, it's a weird looking thing. It looks like a parrot, but it's
It's not a parrot.
It's a crayon drawing of a parrot.
Fascinating. What direction is it heading?
I will say if the ship is heading towards land, it's flying away from land. So it's going away from land, but it's just sort of in the air. Like,
It's in the air.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a note of it.
yeah, it takes off. You're welcome to just let it go past the ship. But it's a drawing of a parrot that is flying through the air like an actual parrot.
Okay. So I would come down from the crow's nest and go and meet Cal.
Okay.
I want to have a chitty chat.
Sure.
Oh, you want to talk?
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to do.
Okay, so first off, I
Yes.
feel like we haven't checked in a while
Yeah.
from the last time we talked about, this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just to touch base, is everything still?
No, I haven't. Nothing of it has come. The only thing that kind of concerned me was that thing back at the cabin. Like, I know I hit that guy. I know I hit that guy hard, and there was no blood from it.
That's new.
It's very new. Like, I know I hit him, and I hit him hard, and when Des hit him with the axe, he started bleeding, so I knew he had blood, but I hit him, and nothing came from it. So, that's that.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
So we might want to just still keep an eye out on there.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you're still feeling good with everybody.
At the moment,
right?
yeah.
Okay. There's something else I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, okay.
You remember whenever we got the Neverheart necklaces?
Mm-hmm.
You never put yours on, right?
I did not.
Can I ask you why?
Because I wasn't quite sure how it would affect me. Being skeleton, former pirates, I'm not sure how it would affect me. And quite frankly, I didn't really want to find out. So I just held on to it. I don't want to get rid of it because it is kind of the sign for the group.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
How close are you two sitting?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably
Is
Probably
this
about
like
this
across
close.
a fire, or are you guys like, are you just like
I would
shoulder
think it's
to
like
shoulder,
I think
or
it'd be like leaning on the railing on the ship.
Yeah.
just
leaning on the
watching.
railing of the
Yeah.
ship? Okay,
right.
cool.
But it's just I don't want to get rid of it because it was given to us, but I have no interest to see how it would affect me. I have learned to deal without the flying so far.
true. So what does the necklace mean to you?
It was the first treasure I found, or we found, and kind of embracing more and more as I find out I'm not willing to give that up, even if it's more just a trinket to hang on the wall. It's like finding your first piece of gold. It was the first item that I found as a pirate that I can remember. So even though the abilities and stuff along those lines have no interest to me at all, I'm not willing to get rid of it.
She would take it out of her pocket and look at it.
Okay. You've got the necklace.
You took it off?
I did.
Yeah. What brought this on?
Group feelings have changed.
Yeah.
I felt pushed aside
Okay.
and silenced, which is how I felt as a pixie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I deserve that. And I put it back in my pocket.
It's interesting. It's an interesting thought of it.
I'm tired of being a prisoner. And I won't be anymore.
Good.
And that's why I had to take it off.
I mean, what you did, like, I've seen since you've swapped over, you kind of put that boot down a little bit more and more, and I mean, I love it, and that's part of the reason why I put the hook on, was I needed to put that boot down a little bit more, and I see over time, and if this is gonna help, this is gonna help.
It's hard to feel chained.
Yeah. Especially when you don't know why you're chained.
You get it.
Yeah. I'm all for it. I want to look at something before we go to Buccaneer Bet. Something that's been bugging me since the run-in with Edwin Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know. I haven't looked at myself in the mirror since I've gotten this little ability.
Oh.
And before we go waltzing in, yes, it's fair. It's neutral territory. Yes, it's kind of hallowed ground, so to speak. I want to make sure I'm not going to run into something, a ghost of pirates past.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to come with me on that, I'll tell you what I see.
Yeah.
And since you were the one that asked if this is going to affect me at all, he freaked out when he learned my name. And that's bugged me since that day. So,
I'm here for you.
cool. I like that. And I think we're all starting to find our way a little bit more. Neverland isn't as cuddly as it was perceived to be. Sometimes we all need a couple extra spikes in the ground.
Yeah, I feel that's true.
And he's going to find something reflective.
It's not too hard to find a mirror. It's the first rays of the sun are starting to come up on that last bit of watch. As you take the mirror out of your pack, you're at the railing, looking out over the water, and you take the mirror out and you hold it up to your face. And you hold it up like this, and you're gonna turn on your third eye.
Yeah.
How close are you?
I mean, I wouldn't have moved.
Okay, so you're still fairly close. Okay, you take the mirror up, and you activate the third eye.
Yeah.
Okay, as you look at it, anytime you activate your third eye, it's images of the past. It's almost like looking into this other plane, this not quite the ethereal plane, but you're seeing reflections of the past, present, and future, all compiled into one spot. The first thing you see is a young man, very, very similar. You've caught glimpses of this young man before. Handsome, black hair, sort of rugged looking, high cheekbones, a bit of scarring around his face, but a natural smile as you hold this up. The second image you see is interposed on that, almost like you get two photographs that are too close together.
Yeah.
Is the vision of your skeleton, almost like somebody's taken the skeleton and pulled it out like this. So behind you see the skin suit, then you see the skeleton out of it, and then the image splits twice. Okay. The next image you see is that of that young man again, who's and he spits a big globule of blood. He's got a sword in his hand, and his left hand has the hook on it. Okay. That's who you look at, and then your eyes dart to the side. As your eyes dart to the side, you watch as Cal is lifted up into the air. Like a hand grips around your neck, and you look into that face that you've seen once before. It's a dark beard with ships coming off of the beard, and this thing starts lifting. So Cal starts lifting up into the air. You've never seen him start choking before, but Cal in front of you, as he looks into the mirror, starts and just starts being lifted up into the air. His back is arched like this, and his hands look like they're in a tension pose. As it looks like something is grabbing him by the neck. You don't see any image. You don't see anything. You just see Cal lifted up into the air as this thing picks you up and just stares at you in the eyes. This dark fire. It's got the same feeling of fire, but it's a dark black that morphs into a dark blue haze. And he's looking at you.
Can I switch it off?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, I'm going to try to.
Yeah, you break your gaze, and as he breaks his gaze, Cal plummets to the ground.
Yeah.
Cal just starts falling from where he is. He's about 30 feet up in the air.
Oh, Jesus.
At this point, and Cal just starts falling from a great height.
But I have a heckin' garbage.
I'm gonna give you an action here as you all start to come up to the deck as you've heard a bit of a commotion. You're the closest, so you come out and you just see Cal falling from about 30 feet
I
up.
levitate on it.
She's gonna have the reaction here. He's falling at like 6 seconds. It's gonna take you 6 seconds to open a door.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and fly up and try and grab him.
Great. Cal, you're gonna get about halfway. You're gonna just take off and slowpoke. You'll come out. Des, you guys are all pretty close. You'll see her get up. As you fall and she runs up, just give me an athletics. Or strength. Just to see if you can hold on to him.
I'm relatively light in the skeleton.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 6.
Cool. So you get a hand on him. You're just trying to slow the fall. So you grab him kind of back of his shirt and hold him down. As you grab him by the back of his shirt, your chest catches fire. Your chest burns like somebody took a magnifying glass and they're pointing a ray of light at the center of your chest, and it is on high blast. Everybody earmuffs it. Except you.
Okay.
You touch her again, and I will kill you. You're good. You manage to slow the fall, and by the time you get to the ground, as soon as you let go of Cal, your chest stops burning. You still see the image, all of those images interplayed in your head over and over again. I'm going to choose a moment where that image is just going to kind of shake you a little bit.
Okay.
But that is what you see.
Okay, just that
all of those, and I'll set it up even more. Past, present, possible futures.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
So we arrived for our fun shopping day.
You've arrived for your fun shopping below the shirt or in front of the shirt?
Below.
Okay. That's what I thought. So, congratulations. Welcome to Buccaneer Bay, me lads.
Yeah,
We don't have time to unpack
Nope,
package
we
all
sure
of that.
Buccaneer Bay, there's a bit of commotion on the ship, but unfortunately, a lot of it gets pushed to the side as you make your way up to the harbor master. Buccaneer Bay is packed, my dudes. There are ships of all different sizes and shapes that are all in port. And you see a harbor master come out. It is an older gentleman. He looks ancient. He looks like he should barely be moving, but he moves with a bit of certainty as you guys all pull up to a spot, and you see him just sort of walking towards you, and then you look like he's going to fall off the dock, but he winds up like walking on the air towards you guys, and he goes, "Oh, all right, you'll be in this spot over here. Just come with me." Right. And he walks in front of the ship, leading you to a small spot over where all the ships are. And he goes, "Oh, all right, then you should just leave your ship here. Are you going to pay harbor dues?
We got this thing." And I show the paper. Is that just access? Yeah.
I hate it. I hate all of them.
The
Free passage. It'll be a big promotional deal. Everyone's going to love it. It's going to attract customers.
well,
Do you want to ask me? Ask me. When's the last time anyone paid harbor dues? Ask me. Never. Never. And believe me, the pun has not fallen short of me. And enjoy your stay at Buccaneer Bay.
I feel like I want to pay harbor dues. Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay.
I toss him 5 platinum.
5 platinum?
With the gold.
He looks at the ship and he goes, "The ship will be cleaned and well taken care of."
Oh,
Thank you.
It's you.
Somebody's eating meat tonight.
Before we get off the ship, I just want to be like, guys, I don't know if I gave everyone the rundown, but this is a neutral zone. We could run into any sort of character here, but it's all neutral. No punching, no sorting, no
Kicking?
Why did
kicking.
you look at me when you said punching?
I
Why
think we
did
all
he look
know.
at you when he said punching?
We all have fists. We can all punch.
Are we
Do we
allowed
not all have fists? Are we not all capable?
I'm sorry, we all can't just stun somebody with our hands.
Hey, this is
Why
hey.
is this an argument?
Are we
I don't know why you're
allowed to
defending
spit
it.
if someone annoys us?
No spitting. Neutral
Like
zone.
no spitting on them or just in the vicinity of
You
them,
can
but not
spit near
actually
them.
Only
on
if
them.
they're not looking.
If they're not looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we go ahead.
Or else
sorry,
you get
go
into a duel, and that's not what we want.
How about this? The rules are simple. You can't start nothing, but you can finish it if somebody else starts it.
Fair?
So as soon as he says it's neutral territory, I'm gonna cast See Invisibility.
Okay.
Boom.
Ooh.
Sure.
I need to mark a long rest.
How long does see invisibility? Yeah, mark down a long rest. Recoup those
For
spell
an
slots.
hour.
Okay. Yeah. You're gonna see all sorts of fun
Thank
stuff.
God.
Okay.
Yay, ethereal
yeah.
plane.
Yep. So the dock. As you guys make your way over to the dock, the guy actually comes back and he goes, No. This spot is far too dangerous. I didn't know you were going to this way. And he puts you back in the boat and he gives you VIP parking. Like he basically puts you guys right up in the air. And people are kind of looking at you like you're big deals. They've never seen the harbor master happy.
Did we catch his name?
No one else.
Just the harbor master.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Harbor Master, what's your name?
Mr. Harbor Master.
No one's ever asked me that before. My name is Harold.
Harold Harbor Master?
No, my Harold Smith. It would be odd if I had the last name Harold, but you can call me Harold Harbor Master if you like.
To be fair, you could have chosen the career path of a smith.
Don't make him regret his job now.
Well, damn. And that
There's so many smith. There's like woodsmith, gunsmith, silversmith, blacksmith, swordsmith, arrowsmith.
What have I done with my life?
You're doing fine, Harold.
This poor harbor master has an existential crisis.
Yes, I have platinum now, but at what cost?
I have money, but at what cost?
He's just sort of staring at his hands now, and like people are looking at you all like they thought you were friends as people are just sort of walking past, and now as you're talking to him, like they see him like having an existential crisis on the dock. Like,
I think for before he gets like too far, after the events that happened with the freaking mirror, Cal's going to take the purple potion that Edwin Reynolds gave him.
Okay.
And just have a day in the body.
Cool. Before you leave the ship, Cal takes a potion out from his side, undoes the cork, takes a swig, and nothing happens for a little bit, and then before you stands that man. It's Cal. Skin, hair, handsome, black hair, just dashing, dapper. As you see, oh, thank you, that was so sweet. An anonymous gifter just shared rewards, just gave a subscription. Thank you so much. And so Cal, you are human.
He needs the day. He needs a win.
You look more boring now.
Surprise! It's me all along.
Were you never a skeleton?
Well, yeah, I was.
You just look like a normal person.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you need just to look normal for a day.
Okay, I like the
Is this always
skeleton
an
better.
option for you?
I get one.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
That you spent on the shopping episode?
Hey man, if there's any time, there's no time like the present.
Your hook is still firmly attached,
That's fine.
but I think it's very sweet, buddy.
This one was so disappointed.
You actually are going to have advantage on persuasion checks because you're just that dashing.
You're just so
But you're going to take disadvantage on intimidation because you still think you look like a skeleton. You're gonna like, yeah, and you're like, what about it? And you're like, oh crap.
Oh damn it! I'm crazy.
But the hook gives me
Not when you're looking this good, buddy.
Not really
So just this one day, you are using
On his wedding
charisma.
day,
I'm all for it.
Okay.
I'm all for it.
Thistle is so disappointing.
Why would you look like a normal person when you normally look like a skeleton?
She's like, if I had the choice, I want adventure.
Skeleton rats, follow me.
Genius in Motion, good, very early cries in British morning. Thank you for joining us, Genius in Motion. Somebody sometime, well, aren't you with Dapper Dan? Dapper Dan and his crew of misfits make their way over to Buccaneer Bay. Hello. So you're gonna see a lot, gang. The first thing that you are greeted to is this wide open sort of archway that leads into Buccaneer Bay. When I described the mouth in Wonderland, it was this concentric rings, concentric circles leading into the castle itself. However, this is more of Ewok Village. Think shops, a whole bunch of shops, and then ladders leading up, another second row of shops.
Oh god.
Ladders leading up, a third row of shops. All this is like the coolest playground you could ever see as a kid. However, each of the shops has different wares and things like that selling. As you make your way into the area, people seem to automatically, as they do in places like this, know where they're going. People are screaming out for please come and join us. Come and there are people selling food and magical items and trinkets. Exotic smells assail your senses as you see people that are just already making their way throughout the area. You see it's this odd juxtaposition of people walking into the area very happy and looking at themselves, and then as you are walking in, people are walking out looking at empty bags and being like, what happened to my gold? As you see this odd juxtaposition as people walk and enter into a theme park / it's Buccaneer Bay, the Bazaar. Lined up at the Bazaar are 7 individuals that are doing stretches, and they're wearing the tightest clothing you've ever seen in your entire life. Each of them is wearing there's men and women, but each of them are wearing tight clothes. And they have tight shirts, and they've got odd looking footwear. It's footwear with like extra cushion and laces, and you think that some of the footwear like lights up a little bit, and they're just stretching. All of them are lined up. Occasionally, as you guys walk in, somebody will walk up to the person, look at a gold piece, and hand it to a runner. The runner will crack their fingers and just take off into the square. So now there are 6 of them, all sort of just lined up and stretching their necks, and just like looks like they're in a constant state of like warming up.
I didn't get to say, as we were leaving the boat, I wanted to take a basket of some of Soup's latest supplies.
You've got a basket of fruit. You got some soup poop.
Can I poison my axe?
You can poison your axe.
Bam.
Yeah. There is a spider web, invisible crisscross of arcane energy in that archway as you make your way through. Nobody else sees it. Nobody else pays any mind to it. But it is the signifying of like abandon all hope, ye who enter here. But less ominous, more like you're entering Fey territory. So the minute you cross over through this archway, you are in accorded neutral territory. People just seem to understand that.
Okay.
Yes, it is light up Skechers. Yes.
Oh my god.
So you notice all of this because you can see invisibility. You can see this little crisscross pattern. Okay. Okay.
What? Well, we're here. Now what?
Where are we going first?
Anybody got anything they want to look for?
Well, I'm gonna follow you guys wherever you go, but I'm gonna.
Please don't get lost. Please don't get lost.
Stay with
I'll follow
at least
you.
one of us.
Where are you guys going?
That's a great question. Where are we gonna go?
We have to decide fast, because if not, I'm just going to go start exploring.
I'm gonna try to find a bookshop.
Cool. Yeah. There are. She goes, I'm gonna find a bookshop.
It's right next door to the candy store.
It is now.
We've got a change. We've got a
Concerned.
We're in Fey territory. Do not eat anything.
Yeah.
Nothing.
She's not gonna listen.
I know she's not.
You find as you look around the place, give me an investigation check. As you look around for, you're looking for a bookshop of some sort.
I want to see what those runners do.
Sure, yeah, they are.
Strange people do.
What's up?
16.
16. Yeah, you know what? You are able to find a bookshop. It's right next to an odd place it's next to this little stall where this really big gold dragonborn is fidgeting with something in his mouth, and he's selling like jewelry off to the side. And then you see it's in between like this guy who's selling like jewelry and little gems, and next to a place where these 3 halflings are making dumplings and selling them. You find this bookstore. You walk into the bookstore, and it's a tiefling behind the counter, but it's an odd. You've never seen a green tiefling before, but the green tiefling is there, and she goes, "Hi,
hello,
hi, welcome." Welcome. Can I help you? Are you looking for?
Yeah, I'm looking for a book about the gods of Neverland.
Oh, yes, religious literature. Yes, absolutely. She's like, I have many tomes detailing the gods. It just depends on how much detail you want to get into, and if it's this version of Neverland or like another version of Neverland, because Neverland's constantly changing all the time, and like it always has like different gods that kind of come in, and some people like view the gods a certain ways, and I've been trying to collect information on all the different gods and how all the different like tribes view them in a certain way, and the children also view them in a certain way as well. So. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sometimes I start talking and I forget where I started.
If you're passionate about something, you should talk about it as long as you like.
Oh my god, I love books so much. You're in the right place. I'm Eliza. Clip. It's very nice to meet you, Clip.
Nice to meet you as well. I need something more in detail. Like if one was going to give offerings to the gods, what to give them.
Religious worship offering. Got it.
Yes.
5 minutes, and
5 minutes.
She goes into the back, and you see her just sort of like picking up books and taking them and going. There's no obvious organizational schedule. Like she's got no sort of like. It's not alphabetized, it's not anything like that, but she seems to know where every book is. And she seems to run about the space, and Eliza grabs a book and looks at it and puts it back. She eventually comes back out and she goes, this is a tome that was put together from various sources, but it's more based on how you display worship and prayer to the individual gods of Neverland. There's also some amendments for other places as well.
Okay. How much?
It is a first edition, so I could give it to you for, and it's really good. And actually, the more I hold it, the more I don't want to sell it. So I could sell it to you for 15 gold.
15 gold? Is it 15 or 50?
15.
15. Okay, I give it to her.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want to make a copy and I'll come
no,
back?
No. I've got it memorized.
Okay.
I have them all memorized, but I like the smell. So here, you can have
That's a move.
and Eliza hands you the book, and she's like, "Would you like a bookmark?"
Yes.
And she goes over to a small tree, and she like looks at the tree, and she takes a little caterpillar from the tree and hands it over to you. And she goes, "This is Clip. You're gonna be her bookmark, okay?" And the caterpillar like flattens completely, and she's like, "This is a bookworm.
It's a bookworm.
You can take it with you,
It's so good.
it'll save your spot." So, are there any other books that you're interested in?
Not right now, but if I need one, I'll be coming back here.
Okay, thank you so much. Please mention to people that you shopped at Eliza's.
We're
Okay.
halfway around the world in another dimension, and she's like, I have to go back
Go
to the bookstore.
Okay,
There's a bookstore right here.
But you
No,
spent-
I have to go to
I
You
can
don't
only buy
understand.
We have to go back to Buccaneer Bay.
What else are you looking for? As Clip is sort of spelled out.
I want to. No, go ahead.
I am looking for a potion shop.
Okay.
That's the jingle of the
give
potion
me,
shop.
Give me an investigation check.
I heard
as
you were trying to
as-
see things that are invisible. Come see
Ooh,
us at
that's
the
a
potion shop.
hard 20.
Okay, hard 20. So here's the deal. You're looking around for a potion shop. Who do I want to give you? Got it. Okay. So you see these two huge stores in the middle of the space. A lot of these are like little ramble together little shops and things of that sort. And there's one huge one over here that's called Dimitri's. That's like humongous. And there's people going in like droves. And it's crazy the amount of people. And there's another large shop right next to it that doesn't really have a name. It's got an odd symbol painted on it. And you don't want to go there either.
I'm imagining like Dick's Sporting Goods. And
It's like
Bass
Dick's
Pro
Sporting
right
Goods
next
and
to
then
each other.
Bass Pro
Oh,
Shop.
hi.
However,
Uh-huh.
sandwiched in between these two is the little house from Up.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's like two major stores and then one there, and there's this weird looking lizard man, like sitting outside the shop, and he's like, and you just see it says like potions, and then written in red, it's like discount. Like as he just like looks back and forth between the two little areas.
I love that.
Yeah, I go there.
Yeah.
Lizard man.
Yeah.
I'd be scared of Dimitri.
Hi.
Aren't we all?
Hi.
Hi. Are you interested in some potions?
Yes, I am interested in some potions.
Hi. I'm Corey. Are you sure you don't want to go to one of the larger places?
No, there are too many people going there.
Oh my God! Thank you so much. I'm actually the only potion seller here that sells enhanced potions.
Enhanced potions.
Yes, it's my own sort of special proprietary blend, and it's the only thing keeping me in business.
That's amazing.
Come into my shop.
All right.
And as you come into the shop, it reminds you of, hey Wolfgren, it reminds you of the hags. Like there's places like hanging up and things like that. However, there's an odd difference as you go into the shop. There's this flurry of movement. You don't know what it is. So it's like as the door opens, it seems like it takes a second to open the door. And as Corey goes in, like that flurry of movement is just right out of Perif as you come into the shop. And he's like, thank you for shopping with somebody that just doesn't have the means. What are you looking for exactly?
I'm looking for healing potions.
Yes, I have that. Do you mind animals?
Animals?
Yeah.
Do I mind animals?
Yeah.
Should I mind animals?
No, some people are not great with like lizards and things.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
I didn't mean me.
Oh. Well, I'm fine with
Yikes.
lizards.
Guys, she's cool. And then throughout every crevice in the shop, just a whole bunch of like little tiny like bearded dragons, little
This is my
salamanders,
worst
lizards and stuff
nightmare.
like that. Like all stick their heads out, and as soon as he's like, "Guys, she's cool," they go back to running about the space. You see them mixing potions in a little corner, and
Oh my God,
and
that's
some
awesome.
of them come running in from cracks all over the walls. Each of them carrying in their mouth a tiny little thing, and as you look, it's like, holy crap! They're gathering discarded ingredients from the entire marketplace. He's got an army that he sends out that
Yeah.
they're gathering just little tiny bits here and there. And he goes, healing potions. Are you looking for like a regular healing potion or like a greater healing potion or something a little different?
What do you mean something a little different?
I have stuff that I kind of play around with in terms of healing potions. Like this one doesn't really heal, but it allows a distribution of wealth. Potion, and he goes, he kind of snaps his fingers, and this bearded dragon like jumps off of a counter onto his shoulder and drops the potion in his hand. So you need permission from the party that you're traveling with, but essentially any one person drinking this potion, all of the hit points of the party are distributed equally.
Oh. It's a balance out.
How much do your
Communism.
No, it's
Shut up, Leonard! One of the potions, one of the lizard scurries away.
it's communism.
Get out.
how much does it normally go for?
No one's ever bought it before.
How much are you looking to sell for?
It's very experimental. So, 300?
300 gold?
Yeah,
All right, add that to my tab.
got it.
And then, how many of normal and superior healing potions do you have?
I've got a case that I can sell you, and he like goes over to a little area and pulls out like this old tattered suitcase. It looks like it's beat to hell and back. But as he lifts it up, all the little straps that you would use to like secure like shirts and stuff like that, each have a little potion, and it's got 3 regular healing potions and 3 greater healing potions. Sort of attack. He's like, I can sell you the case for like 1,200.
I'll do it.
Okay,
I'll do it.
great. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Do you have anything that you need augmented?
Augmented as in...
Any potions that you're carrying with you that you would like a little bit extra enhancement?
Well, I do have this potion vial, and I pull out Yasborg's,
Okay.
and I tell him that I explain what it is.
He stops, and all the lizards in the area stop.
Have you ever heard of Yasborg before?
I didn't know you were a follower.
Oh.
Yes. God. Yasborg, destroyer of all! And all the lizards go, yes, of course. No, I didn't know. Are you a follower?
I've met him before.
Okay. Yes, of course. We all follow.
He was a good catfish.
I don't suppose that you would be willing to part with that, would you?
I think you would enjoy it more than I would. Just be very careful, all right?
Are you serious?
Yes.
You hand him the potion, and he runs into a corner, and like as he does, he goes, he's like, Thomas, and this like mono dragon comes out.
Oh my
he's like,
god.
It's like long blue tongue, and as he drops this long blue tongue, he drops a golden vial potion, and he goes, I cannot thank you enough. It's so hard to get Yasbor's, but I'm willing to trade you this. And he hands the potion bottle over to you. He goes, this potion it's an unlimited healing potion.
Oh wow.
Upon drinking it, you must wait 7 days, but it will refill in perpetuity here in the shop. You never know what size it's going to be, but I promise it will work. It is the first great offering that I did for Yasborg, and so if you're willing to trade yours, I'd be willing to trade you this.
Thank you.
And he takes the Yaswork potion reverently and then just hands it to the Komodo, and the Komodo's like, oh! And like, swallows Yaswork's potion and like backs up, and then he hands you this golden vial.
I need a Komodo dragon boat.
So here's the deal.
Okay.
You will roll a d20, okay?
All right.
1 through 15,
Mm-hmm.
it's a regular healing potion.
Mm-hmm.
16 through 19, a superior healing potion.
Mm-hmm.
Nat 20, or no, a greater healing potion, and then nat 20 is the superior healing potion.
Nice.
Okay.
But this thing never runs out. You
After
take it,
every 7 days.
wait every 7, you take it again. You've got an infinite potion bottle, but it's strictly healing and stuff like that.
That's
Like, this thing
awesome.
is nuts.
Wow. That's incredible.
Okay, but
awesome.
go ahead and take Yaswork off, and he goes, thanks a lot. Can I ask another favor?
Yes.
Would you mind telling people you shopped here?
Yes, I will.
That'd be great. You want a necklace?
A necklace?
Yeah.
I thought you sold potions, not necklaces.
Well, I do, but I don't really sell the necklaces.
Oh. You just make the necklaces?
Yeah, for friends.
Oh. Are we friends?
Yeah. You gave me a potion made by my god. Holy crap.
Yeah, I take the necklace.
Yeah. The necklace is really odd looking. It looks like an actual lizard just tied to like a little string to the lizard.
God.
Like,
Okay.
there. He's like, he just sleeps a lot. He was one of my first experiments. I mean, he never grows old. He never dies. He's actually immortal, and he just sleeps a lot. But if you tap him, he'll come to life and wiggle around a little bit. But
You should really invest in that.
I mean, it's just a
bullshit.
little
Yeah.
lizard that you'd catch outside or something like that. But he hands it to you. He's like, "Thanks again."
Thank you. Before I go, I'm trying to learn how to make potions of my own.
Okay.
Do you have any tips and tricks?
You're asking me?
Yes.
How long do you have?
Let's talk.
Yeah, I will say this: you spend the entire day. And he. Like somebody comes into the store, he's like, "Hey, I saw you have to." We're busy, and like, you spend the store's closed. You spend the entire day with Corey, and Corey is an eccentric genius. Where like Corey is explaining things to you, and they're going quick and fast. But Corey actually gives you tips about where other potions follow like specific recipes and things of that sort.
Mm-hmm.
Corey doesn't always have the specific recipes for it, and his lesson that he's going to impart upon you is intention means just as much as following the recipe. What the heart's intent is for the spell or the magic inherent in it means just as much as the ingredients that you put in. So you see him substituting things, but because the intent is there and a lot of the ingredients are gifted from the other members of the shop, you spend the entire day like making potions and putting out orders and things of that sort. And like I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say for your next 5 potion making experiences, all of them are going to be at advantage using the notes that Corey made. So the next 5 that you do since you're spending the day there.
Awesome.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, cool. That's your time spent with Corey the Kobold.
It's Corey's house.
And it
Get
all
out.
in all it costs $1,500, right?
1,500.
300 plus the 12.
300 for the it's called the communism. I call it sharing the wealth. Basically, you have to get the consent of everybody in the party, but essentially, anybody in the party can drink it. Everybody's hit points get thrown into a pool, and it's split evenly 6 ways. The person who drinks the potion, if there's a little extra on the top, they get the extra.
So you're saying the communism's okay because it's better red than dead?
It's better red than dead.
We're on dangerous Twitch territory now.
I'm gonna say this. It works for somebody unconscious. It does not work for somebody dead.
Ooh, okay.
If Thistle goes unconscious and you guys drink the potion, she's gonna get the hit points. If Thistle goes dead, like she's not gonna pop back up. It's like I'm okay now. Like thanks for the hit points.
Why's it gotta
Like,
be Thistle?
I'm just saying. Speaking of which, what is Thistle doing?
Oh
during this
gosh.
time?
Okay, I'm going to a place that like they're not gonna freak out about that looks fairly safe and out in the open. But okay, I am going to look for a little place where I can nestle myself down. I am going to cast disguise self, but I'm gonna look like me, just like the cutest version of me. Like rosiest of cheeks,
On the
shiniest
good
of
shit.
hair.
Monkey
Oh my
see.
gosh,
Yeah, like,
I am
okay.
so frickin' adorable.
Okay.
Not only am I selling fruit, like for sale,
Mhm.
but also I've got out, what is it called again? My Affluent Adventurers Rations box.
Oh God, are you setting up a food truck?
We all came here to spend money. She came here to make
Okay.
money.
You set up this Affluent
So
Adventurers.
I'm charging people 10 gold
Oh my god.
for a spectacular meal.
Okay. It's hard.
For the most magical of meals.
It's hard to make a sell, your first sell, because
Right.
you're basically a little kid that's like, I've got a box. Like, put gold into it.
I'll do it. I'll be
Then-
the first sell.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's see this scene play out as you're selling there, and then I need either performance or well, hello, young girl. Like you just walk up and you're like,
What do you have here?
This is a magical box that can bring you the most dreamy of meals. It's just spectacular. You've never seen anything like it.
Oh, you're right. I haven't seen anything like that. So what are we? So
It's only 10 gold.
only 10 gold.
But trust me, it will change your life.
And we're talking about changing life. Like,
It's totally worth it.
you know what? I'll give it a swing. And very boisterous. Like,
give me a performance check then,
Okay.
pal. As you're going, you know what? I'll give it a try. Like this is the most infomercial. Like,
it's 6 o'clock. Buccaneers Bay. It's time to bye.
I'm assuming everybody's here, and except for these two who have split off. Like,
I'm trying to pay attention to who's watching this.
okay.
Oh yeah, 23.
He puts the gold in, and then I don't think you've ever used the box before.
No, I haven't.
He puts the gold in.
No, he's not putting it in the box because I'm
He's giving
charging
it to-
10 gold. The maximum I can put in the box is 5 gold. I'm putting 3 gold in the box because I want a profit of 7 gold off this.
Right. Right.
It's fair. It's
So
fine.
I'm going to put 3 gold in the box
As
because
soon
I
as-
want the first one to be like a little extra
As soon
good.
as the meal comes out, it is not a meal. It is like the edge of what looks like a tray. And you walk over and you open the box and you take the edge of the tray and you just pull it out.
Yes.
As you pull it out, like as soon as you get to a certain distance, the legs on the table kick open, like from the tray. Like you wind up pulling out this huge table from this small box that is just like the food alone, like the smells, and you're like, you just see him going like, oh my god, and people have gathered up in a crowd. So there's a ton of people. I mean, this is enough to like as weird as this area is. A box that you give her gold and she gives you a full meal from. Like, there's a fat dude who's super pissed because he's got like he's got a restaurant that's not too far away from this area, and you even see two people like walk up that are like looking at his menu and then just immediately yeet like over this way. Like, he's the only one that looks angry. Everybody else looks intrigued.
I only have 11 left for the day. Get them before they're gone.
Boom. You got a line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm putting 11 of those tokens on the box. Kind of little like what are the like business cards like as you check out. Just,
Yeah. Got it.
I hope you help me.
This you are holed up, my dude. The first person comes up and he goes, "How much are you charging?"
Well, it's only 12 gold.
12 gold.
Yes.
Seems rather expensive.
Have you seen what he got? There's only 11 left. If you don't want it, it's
No.
okay.
12 gold. 12 gold. And like he hands you 12 gold. So
I put 2 gold in the box.
yeah, there you go. This
10 gold profit. Okay.
scam continues on for a bit of time as everyone else is spending their money and you are
Okay,
you are,
so if it's 12 per day, I made 7 gold off the first, 10 gold. Do I just take an average and do like, say, 8 gold profit times 12?
Yes.
Is that fair?
Yeah,
for
that's
you?
very
Okay.
fair.
That's awesome.
I would say even you to get to the point where you're like people are like arguing and start going into a bidding war. They want to be one of the 12. So I think conservatively 100 gold out of this. Yeah.
Do I see any mimics?
Ooh.
With your see invisibility,
It says I can see into the ethereal plane.
you do see into the ethereal plane. Yeah, I mean, yeah. 4 or 5 of them, just random people that seem to be walking about the area. I mean, there's a bunch that, there's a man and a woman having this animated talk, and, one of them, sort of looks at the other one, doesn't seem to say anything, but Tite, 2KB, welcome. As they...
Capitalism at its
Capitalism
finest.
is best. The chat is on fire tonight.
We've crossed both ends of the spectrum tonight.
Making everyone happy.
There's a bunch of them. They'll, they just sort of spread around the area and stuff like that.
Are there any that seem like they are, like shop owners, that sort of ordeal?
Yeah.
That's, I guess, who I'm more paying attention to.
You're looking for a shop owner.
Just somebody who's, I guess, better to do in this area, in this plane. Who's
Sure.
more influential, I guess.
Ooh.
You see a shop owner that seems to have a lot of business, and you definitely see one of those little strands connected to him. He is bizarrely dressed for a human. He's got a beard that is a bright red color, and his hair is a dark yellow. He's brewing coffee. That's all they're doing. It's a flavorful coffee that he seems to be selling out of this little shop. But he's talking about the depth of the flavor. Like, the flavor is from the earth. The flavor is heart. And he keeps talking about how amazing this coffee is. And people come up to it, and you don't know whether he's selling it well, of just like, oh my God, it's amazing. Like, it's or they're just kind of buying into the hype that he's doing.
Okay.
I'm not there. I'm still at the bookshop at this point.
I'd like to go shopping now. I've made my investment for the day.
I will keep that in mind.
Okay.
I want to go and attempt to find, like a blacksmith or something to that effect for bracers.
Yeah, I'm
Are
following.
you following with?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys make your way.
As we're doing that, if he's coming with me, I message Cal and coffee owner Mimic. Don't make a ruckus about it. Just take
Me
a
a
note.
ruckus?
Just take note.
You guys make your way over to a smith. Give me an investigation check. You guys can either take this roll at advantage, or you know what I mean.
1. It's
I think
fancy.
mine might be a little better. Let me just make
You
sure.
want advantage?
I think investigation. Yeah, mine's +3.
Go for it.
Okay.
Take advantage.
I'm not going to give you. Just think how good.
18.
Okay. Yeah, I like her. There's you find this shop that's sandwiched in between 2 others. It's on one side of it is a sphinx who's selling magical items in exchange for brand new riddles. They're little minor magical items, but he's just like, anybody got any riddles? I'll trade a magical item for a riddle. And the sphinx is there. And a woman that's selling like fancy dresses and things of that sort. So the dress shop and the sphinx shop. You see this. The Smith shop is called Big Guy Smith Shop.
Big Guy Smith Shop. I like this.
Big Guy Smith Shop. And there's this big, meaty dude that's sort of like sitting out front of the shop. He's leaned up in a chair. This dude is 350 pounds easy. Built, tall, sitting there and just sort of like leaning up against the chair. And he goes, and he just sort of nods at you guys as you walk over to the shop.
Hello?
Hi.
Are you open?
What are you looking for?
Bracers of some kind.
All right. Go on inside.
Thank you.
I'm looking as well.
You walk inside, and inside is a 10-year-old girl. She is manning the forge with a power that you did not think possible. At one point, she goes over and she lifts up like a huge set of armor with one hand, and it begins to like bam, bam, bam. The other side, she hangs up the armor and she like walks over. She's like, "What?"
You're very strong. I'm sorry. It just caught me off guard. That's all.
No, I know.
Yeah. That's it. Anyways.
Hi, welcome to my shop. It's
Hi.
Big Guy Smith Shop.
It's his shop.
No.
It's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can totally tell.
But if I called it Little Girl Smith Shop, nobody would come in.
That's true.
Remember, it's a
It's true.
Pirate Bay. Like, you have to have
No, I
a
get it.
facade.
I get it. So I was looking, I mean, let Let me ask you.
Sure.
How old are you? You're like 10, right?
Yeah.
Have you been doing this forever?
Yeah.
Really?
Since I was 8.
Since you were 8. Okay, got it. So just a couple of years. Cool.
How old are you?
I don't remember.
Oh, I get that.
She got you on that one.
That's true. I mean, it's kind of hard to remember whenever you go from like all
Tell
these
me
things.
about
Yeah. Especially this guy. Anyways, I was looking for some bracers.
Okay. She comes out from behind where she's smithing, and as she does, she takes the apron off. She's got some odd-looking tattoos for a 10-year-old.
Oh my
First
God,
off,
that's
she's a
amazing.
10-year-old that has tattoos.
First
Your first hints.
But second of all, these tattoos are made of a strange ink that seems to be moving up and down her arms.
Interesting.
And forming different pictures and silhouettes as they move around her arm.
Oh, they're
So she
melon
takes the
tattoos.
apron off, she comes over and she looks at you guys. Give me a medicine check, Eris.
Interesting.
Oh, nat 20.
Ooh. This kid's sick. I mean, this is the tired. This kid's got the tired, this is like Daisy back in the day, like where Daisy had all the tired, or
The
this.
tattoos are?
No, but like you look at her skin and you see like the tired like moving up her body and stuff like that, and then as you look at it more, it looks like whatever tattoo is on her is like anytime the sickness looks to attach, the tattoo like redirects it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, so this kid got sick. Somebody tattooed her, and now it's having some weird side effects. This kid is like super strong, but like the sickness is trapped by the tattoos. Like, and as she goes to lift something, the tattoos scrunch up and take the sickness into one concentrated area, and she lifts something up, she puts it down, and then the tattoos release, and the sickness just keeps moving about her body.
That's awesome.
I like your tattoos.
Thanks. My mom gave them to me
Oh, yeah? How long have you had them?
since I was 9.
They're really neat.
Thanks. I like them.
Do you tell them what to do and how to move? They just move on their own?
No, my mom gave them to me. She tells them what to do.
Oh, gotcha. Interesting. So bracers.
Yeah. She looks over and she's like, "Are you looking for just straight up bracers of defense to like help protect you and things of that sort?" Okay. That's gonna be it's gonna be like 4,000 gold pieces.
Got it. I guess that's a little out of my price range is all.
Do you have anything to trade? Any magical items? Stuff I can melt, smelt, sell? These are good bracers. I mean...
Oh, no. I believe you. I just... How about a bubble wand?
Explain.
So whenever you use the bubble wand, it makes you invisible, essentially.
It's, yeah.
She will, she'll hold out her hand for the wand. And she'll, like, cast it and stuff like that, and the bubbles fill the space, and she's like, alright, that's pretty cool. I can knock, like, 500 gold off of it. Bring you down to 3,500.
Do you deal in firearms?
I do.
Do you? What about like a flintlock? Do you?
Yeah, she goes over to a wall and she like slams it, and once again the tattoos coalesce. The sickness kind of collects on her fist, and her fist gets like black. She goes boom, and it hits the wall, and like a panel of the wall falls down, and it's just rows and rows of guns, and stuff like that. She's like, here you go, flintlock, and she takes it and she holds it off the wall. She like looks at you and she's like, and she puts it up and she reaches up and she grabs one, and it looks like a cannon. Like like it actually looks like a replica cannon.
Yeah.
It's got a little like pull string and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it got a handle and everything like that. She's like, it's just aesthetic, but it works like a flintlock.
Okay. How much you want for it?
1,000? You know what? No. I'll go 800.
Tell you what. I'll pay the 1,000. And he gives him, and he pulls out his rapier. He goes, She gets bracers for 2,000.
trying to figure out what the deal is here. You're gonna pay 1,000 for it.
I'll pay 1,000. I'll
You're
pay
giving me the
1,000.
rapier.
And I'll give you the rapier.
Is the rapier magic?
It's not magic, but you're looking for something to smelt.
$1,400, and you got a deal.
12.
13.
12.50.
I'll throw in a wand of magic missiles and
Done.
take his.
You get the 12,000 gold. You're going to have a permanent +2 to your AC as you throw on those bracers of defense. You get the flintlock pistol. Just aesthetically, it looks like a cannon. She takes the wand of magic missiles and just while you guys are still in the room, eats it. She just
What?
Gone.
like chews it up, and as it does, those tattoos flare just a little bit. She takes the bubble wand and she like goes to eat it.
I knew you'd like it. I knew you'd like
I
it.
just can't admit it. And she takes the rapier. She's like, yeah, thank you for shopping at Big Guy Smith shop.
Before I leave, I want to take a perception check just to see if I see anything odd.
In the shop?
Yeah.
Okay, other than the little girl with tattoos. Yeah.
Other than
Okay.
The sickness, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's gonna be 17.
17. Yeah, if you're in the shop, behind all of this, so think like the shop is set up, weapons, armor, things like that. Out of place in this shop, right when you walk in, if you open the door all the way, you would miss it. You'd have to close the door in order to see it. There is a glass case set up with animal figurines.
Oh, interesting.
What are these for?
Oh, those are left over from the previous shop. I don't know what they do. All I know is they're magical, and I can't bring myself to eat them.
How long have you guys
Me too,
had
man.
this shop? You said you've been doing this for forever, 2 years.
Yeah, but
So-
not here. We just
Yeah.
got the shop.
Oh, just recently?
A lot of these places are left over as like the owners left, or they didn't make it through the tired, or like so the shops are constantly sort of like moving and changing and things of that sort. This one belonged to some weird dude.
What did he look like?
I don't know. He had a pet rabbit.
What animals are in the case?
There is a small rabbit. There's a small frog. There's a small wolf. There's a small like what looks to be like a half man, but it kind of has like owlish features that you could recognize to be an owl bear. There's an alligator. There's a.
How much for the rabbit?
She looks over at the little rabbit and she's like, I don't know. I don't know what they do.
100?
Yeah, absolutely. And she like hands you the.
Yep.
She hands you the little rabbit. It's a golden statue of a little rabbit. If you spend a little bit of time attuning with it and playing with it, you will discover what it is able to do.
Got it.
Okay.
What's your name before I leave?
I
I mean, if you don't mind. You're just... I don't know.
We like to
like to be
promote-
called Sweetie.
Sweetie?
Yeah.
I like that name.
Yeah.
You're pretty special. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. But thank you.
As all kids know.
She comes over to you and she holds out her hand for like a handshake. And like shakes your hand. And
Real awkward.
Yeah, real awkward. Like she doesn't know what she's doing, and she holds out a hand to you.
Yeah.
And she like shakes your hand, and she's like, "Good luck with that. If you need any help or you need modifications, let me know when you're ready to play with the big boy toys." And she slams the thing again. It like goes back up into the ceiling.
Cool. Well, that's one stop.
Cool. Let's cut to Slowpoke. Slowpoke,
Yay.
where are you going, buddy?
I want to find some arrows.
Cool, man. I'm going to say that you have waited long enough. I'm not going to make you roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Cool. So you find an arrow store that is run by it's wedged in between once again this Earth Genasi who is selling cabbages and nobody's buying any. He's just like, come on, guys. Like, I know they're not magical, but come on. Like he's just like he's super into these cabbages. And then there's next to it is a tiefling. Again, but this one is a purple-skinned tiefling that is selling weapons and armor made of glass. But it is like a deeply forged like glass, multicolored and different faceted and things of that sort. But in between the shop, you just see the image of an arrow, like on a sign. It looks like it's being shot towards a bullseye.
Nice. So I follow that.
Cool. You knock on the door and you go inside.
Yep.
There is a shambling mound of garbage that sort of like comes up, picks itself up, and looks at you, and goes, "Afternoon.
Yes, it is.
Are you here to make a purchase?"
Yes. Do you have any arrows?
Do I have arrows? Did you
Yeah.
see the sign outside?
I did.
It's literally an arrow.
A lot of stores have arrows pointing at them.
That's fair. Yes, come in.
Oh, okay.
And he sort of he squeezes a little bit, and the garbage from around the room begins to coalesce and get dragged in. And sure enough, like now that he's pulling the garbage in towards him, it comes off of the walls. You see that the walls are lined with all sorts of odd-looking arrows. You've got the regular arrows that you can see, but you've also got just some strange, different configurations of arrows as well. What is it you're looking for? Are we
I
looking
want your weird arrows.
Okay. He's got a couple of weird ones.
Well, I want to clarify. I want two types of arrows. I want your dangerous arrows and your weird arrows.
Okay. He goes, how much gold are you looking to spend?
Let's just show me your arrows.
Okay. These are very nice. They are acid-tipped arrows. I sell these for about 10 gold each. The font is a little potion bottle, and upon impact, it will send a corrosive acid. Very good against metal surfaces and things of that sort. And he goes, these next to them are glue arrows. The target will be restrained upon impact. These are a little weird. These arrows are blessed by a druid. I'm not sure what they do, but they are blessed by some sort of druid and have some connection to nature magic. These are alleviation arrows. They will cure friends and allies on the battlefield. These are demonic arrows. Hellish flames will surround the creature, alighting it from where it is. On a failed save, they are reminded of all the terrible things they've done, and the flames continue to spout around.
Oh, that's a whole lot.
Yes.
I like those.
Right.
I'll take one of each.
Okay. He goes, yes, I took one of each. 60 gold pieces?
Great. Actually, I'll do two sticky ones.
Okay, 70.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Go ahead and you will do an acid tip arrow.
Yep.
An adhesive arrow is the glue. You get 2 of those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Arrows from a druid's tree. You get 1 of those. You don't know what that one does. You have the healing arrows.
Yeah.
And you have the arrow of hell.
Oh, God.
All right.
This should be fine. If you want anything else, I'd be happy to.
What are your expensive arrows?
Oh, a man of taste, I see. I write this way, and as he says this, he squeezes even more, and a tiny imp will leave the garbage pile. It's just a little demonic imp who walks behind the counter and motions you to follow him.
All right.
As you follow him, there are 5 arrows, each of them set to a different scene that you see before you. This one is surrounded by flames. This one is surrounded by, it looks like the earth swallowing it. This one is surrounded by water. This one is surrounded by light. And this one is surrounded by darkness. He's like, when the elemental planes were formed, their essence was concentrated into specific arrows to be used in great times of war and strife. These are the 5 elemental arrows that I've been able to gather in my travels. Each of them summons forth the very plane from which they come from to defend it. So upon hitting a creature, that creature is sent to a different elemental plane, and that plane unleashes upon it a terrible fate of which I have no idea. They come back and...
Alright, how much for the light one?
He looks over and he goes, This was forged, apparently, from a holy man. As you can see, if you look very closely alongside the edge of the arrow, this holy man put together all of his power and strength into this particular arrow that was said to have been used to kill a dragon that he did not want to mate with.
Oh, neat.
The arrow actually has a small picture of a boat drawn along the outer edge of it.
Look, I know this is bad haggling.
Sure.
I need this arrow.
Yes. No, I figured you might. It's a very powerful arrow. I could sell it to you for 1,000 gold pieces.
Yes.
He very carefully takes the arrow, wraps it up in cloth, hands it to you, and congratulations, sir. You are keeper of Nosarax, Arrow of Light. And gently hands it to you. So, Pally, you have advantage on the shot.
Okay.
Okay. The one creature that you hit with this is sent to a radiant plane. So like basically the afterlife. They are assaulted by beasts and creatures and holy fighters in this plane, and then immediately come back to that spot the second after they left. You don't know how much damage it does, but it's a doozy. Okay.
That's awesome.
Great. So what are your like not your cheap arrows, not your expensive arrows? What's weird? Like, there's no way this is gonna help me in combat at all.
This is very odd. Most people ask to see that first before I take them to this room.
Like, do you have an arrow that's like this? Like, I don't know how this will help me in combat at all. But it's just a weird arrow.
Is an arrow attached to a boxing glove?
No, I already have that.
That's
I used it. Been there, done that.
Arrow attached to
I have one such arrow. I have never been able to sell it.
Yeah?
Until now.
He takes you back out to the front of the shop and he reaches into a box and takes it out. And meowed at 1,000 gold. Yes, I will take it. This is... Okay.
You know what? I'll take it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You just write a message telling me what it is, like on it.
No, I know exactly who it is.
Okay.
An odd gentleman walked into my store one day and he sold me this arrow. He was a hunched figure, spoke in riddles and rhymes, very loud voice. This is the arrow of Yes Andy.
I'll take it.
He hands it over to you. Now, here is what happens with this arrow. The creature that is shot with this arrow doesn't know this, but when they are shot with this arrow, the first things out of their mouth become truth. So, normally it's shit. I've been shot with an arrow, and they turn into poop. Like, it's such an odd arrow. Like, it's so hard to sell because what do I do? Do I sell it to a friend? Because it doesn't matter. The first words out of their mouth, it's almost as if the universe, yes, and oh, I just got it. And he goes, it is such an odd arrow that no one has ever bought it from my store. But here you are, the arrow of Yes, Andy. 500 gold pieces.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just love the thought of this poor shopkeep is like very clerical with the light arrow. Here it is. He's thanks and walks away.
Be careful. Oh.
Throws it in the quiver and off he goes.
Thank you very much. Your patronage is much appreciated, and I would love to hear what happens with the arrows.
I will be sure to let you know if I come back. I mean, I'll try to come back. This is some good stuff, but
Sure.
you know, I get busy.
Oh, been there. Mood.
Is that
So do you want to go get dinner or no? No, that's fine.
What?
No, you're just a. I was feeling a
I'm
vibe
gonna
here,
leave.
and I
All
didn't
right.
know.
Goodbye now.
All right. Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. So dejectedly, I'm going to go back to the store I just went to.
Okay.
Walk up to the big guy outside and say, "Hi, I was just here. I really need to talk to Sweetie. Thank you so much." I'm gonna walk in. Hi.
Hi.
So you know how adults are really stupid?
Sometimes.
Yep, that happened. Okay? I'm really stupid.
Yeah?
Is there any way I can return the bracers I just bought from you?
Why?
I already have a shield, and this doesn't make any difference for me.
The bracers don't make any difference for you.
I want my sword back.
No. You didn't come with me, did you?
No.
You can keep the magical items. I just want the gold back.
She will hand you the gold, and she will take the bracers back. She's like, would you rather have the ring?
Hmm?
The ring?
A ring of protection?
Can I use that with the shield?
Yes, you can.
I'm allowed to?
Yes, you
How
are.
much is that?
She will take the bracers back. She will hand you back. How much gold did you spend? 2,000. She will hand you back 1,000 gold and hand you the ring.
Boom.
Yeah.
Can I have a hug because I feel stupid?
Yes. And she hugs you a little bit and gives you a hug and says, "There you go." And
We will talk
you
later.
and we will. You and I will talk later. We will. But you have a ring of protection, which
Got
should up your AC a little bit. You
Is-
do have to spend time attuning to an item, so
Yeah.
that may have been why the bracers did not immediately activate. If that's the case, I'll have you come back in a third time and just be
It
like,
was no shield.
okay, got it.
Was specified.
All right,
which
yeah,
is
the
fine.
ring should work with the shield. You guys all meet back up at God. That's good. Like you. I think you all meet up at Thistle, who has taken over the marketplace, and started some sort of massive bidding war as she's closing up shop.
This is fair.
And I count my potions again. How many regular healing potions and greater healing potions? do I
3
get?
regular, 3 greater in the case. The share the wealth. Right now, give me a D20.
Not one.
In your gold potion, it's just a regular healing potion. In your gold
Okay.
potion vial. The more you use it, the more we'll play with the odds on that.
Really quickly, and I don't
Sounds good.
mind price on this, but Cal's gonna find like a leather tanner,
Okay.
and hopefully get some medium armor or something to up his AC a little bit, and prices of no
Sure.
objection. So because I know we're gonna run out of time.
Yeah. I think you find an amazing you find a place. There are plenty of armor shops that are willing to sell that. You do find a Aarakocra that is selling a chain shirt. I don't know if you can wear a chain shirt or anything along
I
those
have
lines.
proficiency with all.
Okay,
all-
so you get it's a +1 bonus to AC when you wear this armor.
Okay.
But because it was made by the Aarakocra, it looks like it's feathers that have been piled and druid crafted so that they are strong tensile strength. Once per day, you get the druid spell Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
That you're able to cast on the group. It has a digital camouflage pattern on it, like it's got this weird like sort of camouflage pattern. So you will also get a +5 to stealth checks.
Oh, cool.
That make on this as it takes on the sort of odd futuristic. But if you would like to purchase that shirt, how much gold? It's expensive, bro. He says like 1,500.
Done.
Okay. It's already in your collection, or it may not be, but it's the Best of Passage.
Best of
Okay. It's a +1 bonus to your AC, chain shirt, rare, pass without a trace, +5 to stealth. But it's got a description on there, and it was actually created by Wolf Garin.
Hey, thanks,
So
buddy.
thank you, Wolf Garin, for
Thanks for
creating
the
your fun stuff.
+2 to my AC. I needed that.
Clip is walking and reading at the same time.
Yep. You guys meet up in the small marketplace, and Clip with her nose stuck in a book, like she's you make your way through the area.
I didn't read.
This is my first book.
Wow.
As you're walking with a book, Dez is flanked by a small lizard man who's still giving her notes as they walk through the marketplace and things of that sort. And as you come up to the group, like you stop and he sort of stops. He goes, "Hello,
Hey.
Hello?
This is Corey.
I'm Corey.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you leaving?
Eventually.
Okay. Don't forget to if you have any gold pieces left that you want to do, you can always try the runners.
The runners?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
The runners worship the tyke. The god of chance. You give them however many gold pieces you want, and they give you magical items, but it's all by chance.
It's without a second hesitation.
It's right near the entrance. It's all those runners set up. So all you do is you hand them however many gold pieces you want. I have prices listed. You hand them as whatever many gold pieces you want, and they will run off and buy you. You say. You describe your personality a little bit, like, hey, this is what I like, this is what I dig it, this is what I'm kind of looking for, and they will, by random, run through the shops until they feel like their goddess has told them, like, stop, go here, and the goddess of chance, and will return with a magical item appropriate to the coinage that you've spent.
Cool. I need to blow this last little bit of coin. Anybody else want to buy one before I do?
lean over
Absolutely.
to Corey and I'm like, how often do you see this pan out? Like, is it worth it?
50-50. They cry.
They cry.
Sometimes it works out really good, but I'd rather spend money and know what I'm getting.
50-50? Cool. Okay.
I
know what
think
I'm
you
doing
and
now.
I agree on that.
Let's go.
Yeah.
How many of them are there?
There's 6 runners all set up, all different ages, heights, and things of that sort. But they are stretching. It's the same people in the tight clothing that are just like.
You mentioned that their shoes are glowing.
Yeah.
What colors?
Blues, reds, greens, yellows.
I want to pick one with yellow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the yellow runner is this gnomish man, small. But feisty. He's got kind of like a bright shock of red hair, you know. And he goes, "Okay, tell me a little bit about yourself."
I love chaos. 600, go.
Got it. 600 gold. He's like, "Holy crap!" Puts it in, and he's like, and takes off running. Anybody else go into a runner?
Go ahead. Go.
Hi.
Hi.
I like things that are really interesting. Can you find something that's super interesting?
Sure.
How much money do you usually get from people?
It depends. You'd be surprised.
Give me a range.
Anywhere from 1 gold to like 600 gold.
Recently,
Apparently.
this is the small.
Here's 1,500 gold.
Jesus.
The marketplace stops as everybody looks.
That's great.
Okay. Well, poop.
It's 50-50. It's gonna be great or it's gonna be nothing. We got your change. Here's 1 gold piece. What did you give me?
How much gold is a platinum again?
10.
10 gold?
10 gold.
Okay.
If that's gonna, oh man, I was gonna do something with that, but you gotta beat me to the punch.
Like, which one of these is worth this much gold?
I'm sorry. Mostly.
Would you like a coin to flip?
No. Alright, I'm doing that one.
Nice.
God, I can't believe you're doing this to me.
Sorry?
No, you're not.
Do you want me to send my runners out too?
He hasn't even gone yet.
No. Okay. Okay. Anybody else making a run?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give him 300 gold.
300 gold.
Yeah.
That I can work with.
Okay.
I
was gonna go 1,000, but like it seems like the game was broken, so I'll do 300.
Well, he said 50-50, and Cal's kind of like jittering out by that a little bit. So he's gonna send 2 runners.
Okay.
He's gonna send 2 runners with 600 each.
No, the 1,500 is it'll be fine. You're giving out 1,500.
No, because
1,200.
I'm giving 1,200, but I'm giving 600 to 2 runners because
Okay.
Corey said
It's 50.
it sometimes
Got
comes
it.
out 50-50.
Okay. I can do that. Anybody else going?
I'll give him 1.
1 gold piece.
Oh, never mind. You can do it.
No, you do it.
No, you
I'll
do.
I'll give him 15 and say I want something practical.
Practical. Who
Yeah,
needs
just
practical?
practical.
Got it. So
Oh, man,
let
I'm
me
about to get
double check.
42.
Let's go around the horn.
500.
500.
Yes.
Okay.
I walked in with 4,200 gold. I walked
500.
out. 2 600s.
2 600s.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. 2 600s.
Yep.
Okay. So let's do this.
Man,
Audie.
here you go.
Add 2 things?
Yep.
Your runners came back with your thing.
Nice.
Des. Okay. So Audie, that leaf is going to transfer to your staff. Okay, so your staff is now going to be able to be transfigured into that of a leaf. Okay, so
Nice.
you're going to be able to hold this little leaf in your side. You, how much gold did you give?
600.
Okay, I think you're gonna be most interested in these.
Okay.
I'll get it.
You got it. Okay.
Okay, that's there. I'm gonna go over yours separately. We'll do that we'll do that here as people look at their items and they share. So Cal,
Yes.
you're getting something that is an odd potion. Is the first thing. This is
Come on,
known
Cal.
as Fey wine. Okay?
Okay.
It's stored in a jug. Okay.
Okay.
When a dose is imbibed for the next hour, the imbiber must roll on the sorcerer's wild magic surge.
Cool.
Okay. They have to. So it's basically wild magic wine.
Okay.
I'm also giving you the clockwork orange.
Okay.
Okay. It is a small figurine that basically you now are the rogue. You have a pocket rogue. So if you're ever caught in a situation, this guy can live inside of your skeletal body, and you can just go, come up out, and he crawls out, and he will undo a lock. He's also got the knock spell on him.
Cool.
So it's crazy powerful, like what he's able to get out of. Okay.
Can one of the runners, this is just aesthetic, come back with a really nice hat?
Yes, absolutely. He thinks he's pulling one over on you. However, that venomous snake.
I'm gonna throw it at people
Yeah,
so much.
well, you can also extract the venom for poison.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
stuff like that. So,
That's awesome.
Hillary, you want to talk about what you picked up?
I got a cone of shame, like from up.
You have a one-person zone of truth dagger that you. You also have a bow tie that you can place upon an animal, and you can understand what they say. It's basically speak with animals, but it's a little bow tie. Miss Audie has a sword that turns that can now be transfigured into a leaf, and an owl bear.
Now I feel stuffy.
That will not only will it do all this, but it will remove the frightened condition from you because of the warm.
I didn't know that.
And it will end a charm effect on you. Okay, because of the warm and fuzzies that it's like you're hugging your stuffy, so it'll end a charm effect on
That's
you.
a mood.
Okay, Thistle, your guy comes back with a couple of different things. The first thing that comes back with is Grandma's totem. Grandma's totem is a small totem that creates an elderly woman. The elderly woman spends the next hour baking for you and your friends a plate of cookies. Each cookie restores 1d8 hit points. The entire time she coddles over you and asks to hear all about the exciting grown-up things that you've been up to. The next thing you get is a small blue bottle called the Elemental Friend. When this small vial is opened, the water inside floats out in the shape of a friendly underwater companion that just follows you around for a little bit. Be careful not to let it evaporate.
Oh no.
Okay?
Go on land.
The last item is the Blanket of Fortitude.
Oh.
This small blanket was created by Theodore Baer to comfort troops during the Happy War of Fluffy Stuffing Wonders. Credited as one of the most bloody, brutal, poorly named wars in the history of life. When thrown by someone with a childlike sense of wonder, the Blanket of Fortitude transforms into a mighty blanket fort. Patchwork blankets and pillows. While the fortress appears to only take up 5 feet cubed, It is much larger on the inside.
It's awesome.
The cozy interior fits the personality of the person who threw the blanket. And it takes a shape of their choosing, such as a carnival tent, a cathedral, a fort. It is filled with decorations that reflect the desires of the person who threw the blanket. The pillows and blankets inside all take the appearance chosen by the thrower. The structure has an AC of 14 and 70 hit points. When destroyed, the blanket is shredded and requires a week to repair itself. So you pick up the little pieces and stuff like that. But you have a blanket of fortitude, which is a fort that you control what the insides look like. An elemental friend, grandma's totem. How much gold did you spend?
It was 1,500. That's good.
No,
I'm
you
happy.
get one more because I didn't think anybody was going to get this one either. This is a weird one.
Okay.
This is the giggling dagger.
Oh no.
It is a +1 attack rolls with this small dagger. When you make a ranged attack, it is completely silent. Creatures cannot identify the direction from which the dagger was thrown. Upon impact, the dagger starts doing the creepy sound of a child's giggle, originating from the impact of the dagger.
That's amazing.
For a full minute. So it's just creepy child giggles from
So if
wherever
we were
the...
doing like infiltration and like
Ew, I don't like it.
just throw it on the deck of a ship.
Those are your magical items.
What does one gold get someone?
What is one? Are you doing 1 gold?
I did 1 gold.
He did 1 gold.
He did 1
Congratulations.
Thank you.
He's a proud owner.
Potion of Create Potion. Whenever you drink this special potion of Create Potion, another potion of Create Potion appears nearby.
Hooray!
That's amazing.
You're the proud owner.
Warning, it is not thirst quenching.
Hey, I think I have a gift for your friend.
Can I really take this back to him?
Yeah, you can give it
I
to him.
just walk away.
He's like, oh, thanks. Did you want to trade something for it?
Trade something for it?
It was a, I specifically said gift.
It's a gift, but I challenge you to enhance this to make it actually something useful.
Give me 10 minutes.
Okay.
And he goes tearing back.
It makes 2 create potions.
I wanted to find a bag of holding. I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
How much gold do you have?
I have 2,000 gold still.
Yes, I would say. I will say to find a very decent bag of holding, no frills, nothing like that. I'm gonna up it a little bit. I'm gonna say it's 700.
Okay.
But you have on your person now a bag of holding.
Woo!
As you find that, as you are all getting ready to leave the fair, your Bazaar, your good friend comes running back up to you and he goes, okay, I think I augmented it.
All right. What did you add?
Okay, now when you drink the potion, 2 potions pop up.
Like rabbits.
But not. Okay.
Now you have 2
Do
of
you
them.
want it still?
They're identical, except one's gonna put you to sleep and the other one's gonna do nothing.
It's a possibility.
But you don't know which one it is.
Can
So
I
what
not just drink
happened-
both?
You can.
I mean, you could.
Great.
Can you tell the difference between the two at all?
No.
What happens when you mix them together?
I wouldn't do that.
You sleep for half the
You just
time.
get a diluted potion.
You might have some weird dreams. There could be some odd side effects.
We could mix it together and feed it to people.
I want to know if it keeps multiplying, because if you drink it and then
So-
it multiplies,
So
Would
now
it
you have
branch
4
out?
and 8.
like triple.
If you took the sleeping one, would that also make 2 potions?
I think so. It's not an exact science.
So
We
you
had
could
10
have
minutes.
4 potions.
Then you have 4 potions, but after a while they're gonna get tired and it's just gonna go back to the 1 potion.
And it reverts back to 1.
All right.
We
Great.
can't have
Congratulations
1,000
on
you.
your potion.
potions.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yasborg, bless you.
Yasborg.
Destroyer of all.
Hey, I know Yasborg.
This is the best day of my life.
We met him on the same day. We were both there together.
You met him?
I told you we met him.
You said you got this potion. You met, like, you
I
shook
said
his
I
hand?
met him in person.
How did you
No,
meet him?
Yasborg's really
God.
cool. Wait, you know Yasborg? You know he's a god now, right?
What is happening?
We knew him back before he was a god.
I lean over to Cal. Who's Yasborg?
I look for Yasborg.
Yasborg is near the back, but is
Lines are in the back.
Yasborg, as stipulated before, is the only page in this book that is pop-up. As you get to the Yasborg potion, it is like it's just like
a giant catfish.
It is a giant. Yasborg is a giant catfish. This is the god of randomness and potions and creativity. So,
Found the patron.
you all leave the Bazaar. Each of you.
Should have told him about our potion bottle. Anyway.
I gave him mine.
Oh,
I know
okay.
you weren't there, but it feels like something you would have caught up on.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
He walks you all the way to the dock,
Aww.
and just as you go, and he goes, "Thank you. I never really got to say it, but thank you."
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay. Bye.
bye. And like turns around and like
Okay, bye.
heads back. As the ship is leaving, he yes. As the ship is leaving, you guys all make your way towards the ship to spend a restful night aboard it because it seems like the safest place to be able to rest.
Are we all broke?
No.
Not quite,
No.
but almost.
Just me?
Almost.
I
But
was thrifty.
as the ship begins to leave
Nice
the dock,
arrow.
as the ship begins to leave the dock, the small figure over there takes an odd-looking potion bottle out and decides to take his first sip as you guys all leave the dock.
Oh, no.
Die.
Suddenly trains.
And lifts it up to cheer you on with a
You
just
rolled
sort of
that.
like whisper to Yasborg.
Oh no.
What?
Oh
no. Oh no.
No,
This is good.
this is very good.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. I thought he died.
The ship is leaving. And as the ship begins to leave, he takes the potion bottle and he sips it. And as he does, takes it down and he just sort of waves at you. And he goes, and his hand comes down. And he looks at it. And Des, I think you're watching him.
Yeah.
Des, give me a perception check.
It's our next big bag.
Nat 20.
Des, he's holding the third piece of the sword. A rare, mystical, magical weapon, a piece of it appears in the user's hand. That was what he rolled on Yasborg's potion list. And the ship immediately turns back around.
You're like, put it in
I said,
reverse.
reverse. Go back.
It doesn't go back. It doesn't go in
That's
reverse.
where we're gonna end
Oh
tonight's
my
episode. Look it up. 65. A rare magical, a very rare magical weapon appears in the owner's hand,
Oh
and
my
like,
God.
so he takes a sip of the potion, and then
told
immediately, and he looks at it, and he kind of holds it up to you, and the ship just immediately turns around, and that's where we're gonna end tonight's episode.
Oh my gosh!
Oh no. That's gonna attract some people.
But he's still on the
Thank
island.
you, Trevor, for the gift that is Yasborg making his appearance here forever and ever. We love you. Everybody that tuned in tonight, thank you so much for having such an active chat. We love you all so much. Indigo, Fiona, JPEG, our mysterious benefactor who gifted a subscription tonight. Zuli, thank you so much. We're ending on such a high note. I cannot wait for next week. Kung Fu Grasshopper, thank you so
I love
much.
that
Outlaw
name
Nerd.
so much.
We love you guys so much. Thank you, Indigo Connect. We're gonna go raid a channel here in just a second. But hey, are we ever gonna stop drinking from Yasborg's mysterious potion bottle?
Unless
Maybe
we die.
someday.
Unless we die, but it's never. We love you guys so much. We'll see you all very soon. Bye.